In every business, the discussion is around the cost and the profit. In the cost, you must have good records so that you can tabulate how much you have spent. Remember, our deliverable in this maize farming is 5 Kenyan shilling 5 bob per kg of silage. What's the cost of your maize silage? Do you feel you can lower it further? What are these areas that are heavy, that are capital intensive? For us, we have those areas that are capital intensive. But before we highlight on them, kindly subscribe on our YouTube channel, like this video, and share with your friends, fellow farmers, and we are thankful for that. Our major cost was on fertilizers. Little did we know that there will be Russia and Ukraine war and it will affect the prices of fertilizer. If you knew this, you'll have bought fertilizer when it was costing 2,000, but we ended up buying when it was 5,000. Again, we are too lucky we didn't buy when it was 7,000. So the biggest cost was fertilizer, whereby we used around 105 kgs per acre of 1717, and in another section we used 23-23-0. That was the most expensive commodity. The second cost, most expensive, was on foliar. Again, this is where I said you must buy from super distributor or from distributor or directly from companies, or you have good negotiation skills. So for us, it ought to have been high if you didn't follow that. So what was being sold at 1,400 per liter, we ended up buying it at 1,030 shilling per liter. That was a big bargain. Again, at some point, we realized there is another cheaper distributor, and we started buying it at 956 per liter. Another expensive thing is on the herbicides. The selective herbicide is very expensive. 5 liter costed 8,000. That was very expensive for us. But again, I remember it saved our manual weeding cost. Otherwise, what in 1 acre, where we used about 4,000, if we did manual weeding, we would have spent in excessive of 10,000, probably around 15,000. So that one was a big bargain on our end. Another cost was labor. But we are able to streamline it through having a consensus. On another cost was water. I'm sure you are wondering, what if I don't have land? This is an option of leasing. So if you lease land, again, that one becomes a big cost. Like for instance, in this locality, leasing an acre is 12,000. I remember, this is another interesting story. I'm sure this farmer is watching this video. There's a farmer who visited, the very first farmer who visited this project when the maize were germinating, would say that in this locality, leasing land at 12,000 is very expensive. Me, I'm leasing at 5,000. But there he'll harvest probably 10 tons per acre. But as we'll do double of that one. So lease, again, you must be very keen on where you are leasing your land. The cost might not be the issue, but look at the biomass. Labor, again, was slightly expensive, but was manageable. So generally, the cost of managing 1 acre is about 35,000, and we expect to harvest 20 tons. You can do your calculation. That's about 1.5 shilling per kg. the other cost we anticipate to incur that will be heavy is on the transport. It's always advisable to farm near your cowshed, or rather near your dairy farm. Transport in this country is very expensive. I don't think there is anything else that is more expensive than transport in this business. Another cost we anticipate to incur is chopping. As you'll see in one of our videos, we decided to buy a chopping machine so that we lower our cost. The cost of outsourcing chopping services is 12,000 per acre. But as buying our own machine, we'll lower that cost from 12,000 to a figure of around 5,000. I think that one is a big saving on our end. We also expect an ensiling cost, and that one is basically labor and also the polythene, the polythene paper. So for polythene, it's much easier. Instead of buying the silage, the ideal silage polythene, which costs about 30,000, we resorted to use the old greenhouse paper, the reject from greenhouse. The cost of the one that is costing 30,000, when you go the old the greenhouse reject, it will cost us around 6,000-7,000. Again, that one is a big bargain for us. This one, whatever we have saved here, directly translates to our dairy farm. The silage you are consuming now is about 6-7 shilling. So we lower that cost all the way to around 4 shilling. Remember, our target is 3.5 to 5, 5 being the maximum. So if you achieve anything between around 4 shilling, we'll have saved 3 bob. Remember, our cows are consuming 20 kgs in a day. So if you save 3 bob, you are saving 60 bob. So 60 bob times 30 days, we are saving 1,800 in a month. So from maybe you have 10 cows and you follow whatever you are saying, you'll have saved 18,000 in a month. That's a big bargain. Probably utaongeza jamaa wako wa kazi labda 3,000 if you have 2 or 3, and then the other one now is your profit. We must face the reality. Farming in our country is very expensive. It's up to you to understand the dynamics around your area. Once you understand these dynamics, you set up a system that will work for you. If you force things, you realize that you will be doing things that will work against your pocket. So for us, whatever you have done has really worked very well for us. And I want to put this classical example. This field you're seeing here, the silage will cost at least 4 shilling maximum. In our other 2 fields, and this one should demonstrate to you how seed selection is very important and how it affects your cost. We have spent 35,000 per acre, but you will only harvest 10 tons. So that one is 3.5. When you add the ensiling cost, it will be more or less the same as outsourcing. So you must have that comparative analysis on which one works well for you. But get everything right and your cost will go down. Don't make the mistake we made on seed selection. Don't make that expensive mistake. Kindly, don't make that expensive mistake. I'm sure you're asking yourself, before we do this excellent management that a Dairy Networks has done, do I have a short-term quick fix? In our Highlands area, we did a trial on a 2.5 piece of land, 2.5 acre piece of land on oats and barley. Within 70 days, we had fodder that can last 5 cows for at least 2 months or 3 months. So there's always those quick fix, but they are not sustainable. Again, it tends to be more expensive than the maize. In our next video, we'll highlight on our oats and barley journey. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. If you subscribe, you'll get an alert when we upload that video on oats and barley. Until next time, keep it Dairy Networks for dairy training, dairy consultancy, and Superforce Kiwi Nation. Kwaheri kwa sasa.